Hey guys, it is April 4th, about 10:43, and today I'm going to be talking about touching a language. And what I mean by touching a language, I mean not just being able to speak it, but understand the concepts behind the words. Now, I am definitely picking up a little bit of Arabic here and there, but I'm not fluent by any means. And when I lived in Thailand, it was the same thing. I could speak quite a bit, but definitely not fluent and had limited vocabulary. Now, research tells us that when we want to learn a language, the first thing that we should do is just start to mimic the sound that the language has. That we shouldn't try and learn the alphabet, because that's not how children learn. They just learn by mimicking and finding the most important words, such as mommy and daddy. So, living in a foreign country, maybe the most important words would be like money, or 1 through 10, or chicken, or fish, things like this. And this is exactly how I started to learn Thai. Now, I took a Thai course which really helped me, give me a lot of vocabulary and sentence structure. And I would say the bad part about this way of learning is then I became very focused with having the correct syntax, which is horrible, because you just want to be more engaged with just talking and learning new words, and syntax will come. But as adults, we think that we're smarter than children, which is insane. Anyway, so touching the language, what I mean by this is being able to use the appropriate word at the appropriate time for the correct emotional message. Because, you know, we invented language to express these emotions that we have: hungry, hurt, pain, sorrow, love, joy. That's why we invented language, you know, caribou. But when you're able to reach across the void and touch another language and express yourself correctly, it is just, it's a wonderful thing. And it's also sometimes a very confusing thing, because the message that you may want to send could not exist in the, what they call the second language, or the 2L. You know, maybe they don't actually have that way of expressing that thing that you want to talk about, or they don't say it in that way. You know, for example, in Thailand, they have a way of talking about being full, and this is again like they would say "im lao," which, you know, are you full? But the syntax is very different, and they have words completely leaving it out. But it's just "im," which means full, lao, which means ready, and then your voice goes up, "im lao," which basically you're saying, are you full? But it's not just saying, are you full? There's another message, there's another emotion massaged into "im lao," which is more of like, are you happy with this? Are you comfortable? Now, yes, are you comfortable has another way of saying "sabai di mai" in Thai. That's basically, are you comfortable? But really, when someone asks you if you're full, because food is such a center point, a gravity well of the Thai culture, that it's so important. You know, when you eat at someone else's house, that you are happy, that you are full, that, you know, when you leave someone's house, that you have euphoria, the food coma of leaving, you know, Mr. Toombs, Mr. Bond's house, Ban's house. So I've now experienced this in Arabic, where very seldomly I'm able to reach across and actually communicate with the students correctly, emotionally, and also with the idea behind the words. And a lot of the times they're startled, they don't understand, they can't believe that I'm saying what I'm saying. They'll look at each other and say "shugu," which means huh, or what, or I don't understand. And as this happens, you slowly start to understand people's mindsets, because words create the ideas in people's brains, which help them logically or unrationally understand their world. This is really important. You know, when this week we talked about the future tense of will and going to, and a verb with ing. And I always ask the students, do you have something like this in your language? Do you have a word like will? And they said yes, but it's not the same. And this is a very common answer, because will is such a strong future verb that many cultures, that the two that I've really been in, don't have this strong affirmative about the future, because for so many people the future is this unknown quantity that can never be truly realized. While in the West, because of clocks and a whole bunch of other stuff that I'm not going to get into, we feel like we can dominate time, that we can make certain that time will be this or time will be that. And that's why we have this strong tense of will, and that's how we see the world. Now, touching another language and being able to express yourself is a magnanimous feeling. It's wonderful, but at the same time, it also makes you question your own L1, your original language, your mother tongue, that, hey, why don't we have what they have? Or why do we have this? It really makes you question your own thought patterns, your own words, and a lot of times that what some languages have in a single word, English will have to have a phrase or maybe an entire sentence to express that same thought. And like Philip K. Dick talks about in Do Androids Dream of Electric Sheep, that soon that there'll be this crossover, because people, as they intermarry and the world gets smaller, will say that this word is better than this other word or this phrase in English, so let's just use the more appropriate, more specific word. And again, I think that's just more of touching the language. Anyway, there's a whole bunch of students, so I'm sure they're going to get really loud and say hello to me. So have a great day, guys. Bye.